So this is the car I wanted. I don't know why this car caught my eye. I mean, I do know why. It's a Stingray. It's blue. It's got the side pipes. It's a 64, and I just wanted to know more about this car. And I thought, coming here with you and also getting to hear what you thought about it would be awesome.
Well, again, what's neat about this is sort of a one-off styling exercise. So it is a Stingray, but it's also a Stingray that Chevy stylists had some fun with. And I think there's a lot of times where there's certain production constraints you have on cars. So you'd like to do those pipes or you'd like to do that front end, and you can't really do it. So this is a great example of how the guys could kind of stretch their legs a little bit and have some fun with the styling.
Let's go behind the rope here and see. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Can we talk to you about it?
Why not?
I'm Michael.
Hi, Phil Schwartz. How are you?
Phil, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is Kim, and that's Matt.
Hi. How are you? Hi, Matt.
How you doing?
How are you? Nice to meet you.
So if you could take us through this beautiful Stingray, that would be amazing.
What this is, it's a GM styling. It came from the GM Styling Studio. So they made these for GM executives and dignitaries. So this one was made for Ozzie Olson, who was the he had a race team, the Dan Gurney race team. Yep. So they built this car to be a street car. So what they did special on this car is, first of all, if you notice the paint, it's meadow flaked. It's a Cadillac color. It's called Cadillac Meadow. I think it's Fire Mist Blue, they call it. The pipes are one-off pipes that they made just for this car. Knock-off wheels, the blue line tires, and if you notice in the back, there's no louvers here either, if you notice.
No louvers, yes.
See the louvers?
Yeah, right. Now, why are there no louvers?
It's just from the styling studio, that's the way they thought it would look better.
Do you like it without the louvers? I actually do like it better without the louvers.
It's different.
It's hard. I'm so used to seeing it with the louvers. I think, it looks good without the louvers, especially with the special pipe. Yeah,
that special pipe.
With the pipe coming down there, it easily happily replaces the louvers that you would normally see.
Well, this is also clearly a styling project because, of course, GM and Chevy did come out with side pipes later on, but they're quite different from these. And I'm willing to believe that the accountants took one look at them and said, how are we going to run those off? They look pretty costly.
So there's a few other things on the car.
I was going to,
take you around the car. So
now it's
there
not.
Are other louvers over there. Right?
Yeah. If you come to the back of the car, you see it has 3 lights.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of the guys in the 60s, when they got their cars, they put 3 lights in them. So I guess they must have picked up from the guys on the street, and they put the 3 lights in the back.
Mm-hmm. Well,
so the cars normally ship with 2, and then people added 3, so they put these in. And Kim noticed the louvers on the B-pillar, which is interesting.
I think that's stock on a 64, but I'm not sure, to tell you the truth.
Well, the 6 taillights, we got to remember, too, that Impalas had the 6 taillights, and that was a Chevy emblem.
Mm-hmm.
And then if in the song Dead Man's Curve, there's actually a line, all he could see were my 6 taillights.
Is that right?
Yes.
Now, what about the split window? That wasn't until the...
63 was the first year to split window. The interior of the car... This is the original interior, by the way, of the car. We restored the car, but we tried to leave what was original. So the seats and the door panels and the dash, that's all original. The carpeting we replaced. The seat belts we replaced. They're white seat belts. So that's one of the things. Another thing.
Are those gauges standard?
Yeah, the standard gauges. But if you look on the floor, you see the grading on the floor? All the styling cars had that grading on the carpet. And then if you notice,
it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, and again, it's just great to see the little touches these guys do when they have the chance to be a little more flexible and have a little more fun.
The car has every option that Chevrolet made that year: air conditioning, power steering, power brakes. It just got It's a 300. It's pretty much a base motor. 250 was the base motor. I think he wanted to drive the car, so they built him something that's drivable, and it's very drivable.
It's got a power
air conditioning, power glide. Yeah.
What about the lights on the interior doors? These red?
This is all stock, except you couldn't get white.
Well, what is that?
This is just. I think that they were just for when you open the door up, traffic could see.
Gotcha.
The lights.
Yeah, a lot of GM cars had those, especially coupes with the really long doors.
How is this to drive?
Very, very nice to drive. It's very, very easy to drive. I mean, I have 10 Corvettes, and most of them are big blocks. They're undrivable. That white L88 over there, that's mine, and it's pretty much undrivable on the street. This thing idles perfect. It'll idle for 20 minutes. You can drive it in traffic not that I do, but you could drive it in traffic. I mean, I drove it in here. It was perfect.
What is it that made you want to get this?
It's a one-off car. We think that this car was at the World's Fair also. There was one exactly like this at the World's Fair with black interior, but nobody knows about a car with black interior. I think what may have happened is they put it in the World's Fair, and when it came out, they did the seats white for him.
It's pretty amazing.
It is, you know, and again, the key being a one-off. I mean, that's what coming to these shows is fun, is you don't know these cars even exist until, you know, people own them and want to show them off. And I think that's where we feel really lucky, is people sharing them. You know.
Corvettes, I think there were about 10 styling cars. The first one was in '62. It just had Fireman's paint on it, and then I think they had a one in '63, one in '64, and then a few more in '65 and '66. So they're very rare.
The crazy thing is, I love these side pipes, but if you saw this on the road, you would think that this was put in afterwards.
Everybody thinks it's a custom car. That's what they don't know what it is.
Well, it kind of is.
And I got to imagine you're pretty careful getting out of that car. You're burning some hair off the legs if
I don't know if we can get a camera down there, but there's a little badge right in front of the rear wheel.
Here. That's a special emblem.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Car. And these emblems are different also.
Yeah,
So the
that's
Stingray
unique.
is different, and then the custom General Motors styling logo is different. That's pretty cool.
We had these made, these Stingray, each one made. Somebody made them for us because the other ones were made in plastic and they were all broken. So we restored the car about a year ago. We did most of the paint on the car. We did the engine compartment. We did, a lot of work on the seats, a lot of work underneath the car. It's in pretty good shape.
Beautiful.
Beautiful car.
Beautiful car. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much.